okay. It's the flu. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's all brand new.
Any trace of any old stuff up there?
This is probably faux brick.
Okay, there's no holes or nothing?
Well,
what is up there?
I don't know what that does. I'm scared to touch it.
Oh no. It does. It's open from upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So
this is definitely 1950s and stuff. It's not.
Oh my gosh!
They've modified this.
We could do this on.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! I'm scared.
I don't want to break it.
Okay, let me do it.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh my gosh!
Opening the flue. Bats fly out. I'm just kidding.
Oh my.
Oh, there we go.
What is up there?
I mean, it's just a fireplace.
Is it old?
Well, yeah, I think this is probably
I'm scared to open it all.
from the 1950s because, like, there's all the soot and stuff, like the interior.
Oh my goodness!
That's like the flue. I think is original, but
is it
like just going up into the? Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm Palmetto Preservationist LLC and Palmetto Preservationist on Instagram, and I am an architectural historian. And I do architectural history, and I'm going to look at Julie's house today and tell you a little bit about what I see. I think she says it was built in the 1950s.
1956.
Yeah, and I'm going to look around, and it looks might be a little older to me, but I'm going to look around a little bit and see.
I think it's just the furniture, but we're going to see. All right, we're going to look around. What are we looking at?
Okay, so in the later 19th century, this is Hutchinson Square.
Yeah.
And we had houses and stuff around Hutchinson Square. And you see the railroad tracks. And this is actually the really old train station right here. I actually have a theory about that.
Okay.
The like new little stage that they put over here that you see today kind of resembles that a little bit.
Okay. So this right here, where is that now in Hutchinson Square?
This is gone now. It's no longer there.
Okay. But what am I looking at? Is this still wild on this side, or is this the Flowertown Theater side? What am I looking at?
This looks like it's the.
I never know.
I think it's the still wild side. Like we're standing on the courthouse.
Okay.
On the balcony of the courthouse looking out.
That's cool.
And then you see down here is 1910, and by then they had taken out this whole block and put in this Beaux Arts building with a bunch of businesses and stuff. Like there are a bunch of businesses now, like little stores and stuff. And this is the train station that was there and is now gone.
I never knew that. I never knew what this was or what I've been looking at.
Yeah.
So that really.
Yeah.
And the one at the top, I think, is even earlier,
like it's
right?
Even earlier one.
Is right here.
Oh, yeah.
1870.
Yes, this is even earlier, and you can tell that this little house right here is right there, or like that's part of the train station, I think.
Yeah.
Then it turned into that.
Yeah.
And then, I don't think any of these, I think this house is probably right here. This is not there anymore. And then we have this entire block of Beaux Arts buildings by 1910 because in the
That's
industrial.
Crazy.
So
yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yes, those little festoons they're called. So in the early 20th century, from the 19th century going into the early 20th century, a lot of towns were booming because the railroad came to town.
I want you to look at this, and then we're going to go on the other side to look at the rest of it. But I want your initial opinion, and then if it's like 2026, and you said, Julie, this is like, oh, this is new. We're going to test your knowledge, okay? Some of this stuff might be old, some of it might not be. Okay, look.
Oh, look at that. So this is a fireplace. Looks like somebody put like they were making notes on it and stuff like that.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Well, and I think this might have been a kid's room.
Oh, okay.
at one time or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know, because we can go back. We will fact check, but this goes back to one of the fire chiefs
Okay.
lived here.
Okay.
And I think it's Weber. We will fact check, but I think he had this house at one time.
Okay.
Now, for those of you in the Summerville area that have been to the house when the fire chief was here, let me know. Was this a room or was this the outside of the house? For anybody that knows. Okay, we're going to find a little bit more about Lisa and let her tell you her story of how she got into this business and about her process, what she does.
So, okay, gosh. So I first started loving history when I was in the 8th grade. If you want to go way, way back. So, when I was in the 8th grade, the year was about 1997, 98. The movie Titanic came out. And the Titanic movie was absolutely fascinating to me. I didn't know you could do that much history and research and stuff until I saw like the research vessel, at the beginning of the movie, and they're going down to see the Titanic and stuff. And to me, them getting into submarines and going down to see the ship and everything invoked this sense of adventure to me. And the feeling of adventure and history combined is something that I loved. Like the feeling of being able to discover something new and something that you didn't know before, that nobody knew before, was so fascinating to me. And I grasped onto that like pretty early on and stuff. So I go through school and everything, and I didn't immediately go into history and stuff like that. I went into theater. I was a theater major in college at first, and I did a little bit of acting and stuff like that. And when you're studying scripts and stuff, you have to go through history. You look at the history of the characters and stuff like that. And then I started studying technical theater production and design, and that's when I really started getting into like the history of architecture and how buildings evolve. But then it really, really came to me when in 2019, I eventually became a high school drama teacher. And then I didn't want to do that anymore. I loved history. And I found the Master's of Science in Historic Preservation program at Clemson University. And I enrolled there for my master's degree in historic preservation. And that's when I really started to learn research. I mean, beforehand, I had started learning how to do research on my own, like genealogy, going on Ancestry and stuff like that, and like looking up my own family history. My family is from Philadelphia, the Philadelphia area, like the history of my family, and then Scotland before that. And then my mom's side is from South America, from Colombia. So I loved digging into that history, but once I went into the program at Clemson, I really started learning how to do this research. And then I really started learning about the history of architecture as an architectural historian. So, and then I learned how to research deeds and stuff like that. And that's when it really came back to me as an 8th grader looking at the Titanic and it makes me kind of emotional a little bit because it's like this sense of wonder and this sense of getting to discover new things. And I really got to see that again. And I got to discover the new things when I was doing my deed research, and I loved doing it so much. I loved going through and finding out new things that people didn't know before, and like telling the owners about that and stuff, and like seeing the history in situ, like still there, that somebody once touched, and we can still touch it and it's still there, and like we can learn all about it. And it fascinated me. And I love looking at like the houses that have been that have a lot of evolution to them, where you can see where they've been built onto, but the old pieces are still there and you can still touch them and research them. Like sometimes you'll see like maybe there's like bricks that like enslaved people put in the fireplace and stuff, and you can see their fingerprints. You can see like basically you're like walking in the history, like in the footsteps of the people who once lived there, of history and stuff like that. And then learning about, and then like when I really got into the program and everything, I started really learning about architectural history and how like design evolved over time and stuff like that. You got like your early houses. One of my favorite periods, you go from like the Georgian period, that's one of the earlier periods in the 18th century here, like in Charleston, in downtown Charleston. And then you evolve into the 19th century, into like the federal period, where after the American Revolution, there was this big boom in American independence, and you have these eagles on top of, you got like your federal period mirrors with the eagles on top. I feel like I'm rambling.
No, but I want to touch about, because it's so important. I mean, what you're doing, because, I'm all about history, but like the specialness that the people before us, because, you see the people past. You see everything. You see what they've built. You see where they've come from.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there. We died, but the history, the people, like their soul is still there, and the stuff that they built is still there. And you see that all over Summerville too. You see it all over Summerville. The Industrial Revolution came in, and we have the Ice House, and we have the train station that came in and brought commerce to the town and the economy. And the hotel, that was the biggest thing in Summerville, was like one of the biggest things were the hotels, where people coming to the countryside to relax and stuff. And it's still here. And some of those buildings are now like condos. I think the Squirrel Inn is now like a I think it's like condos, but it's still there. And
you have to think of all the people like in Summerville. I mean, I know we're like, I cover all over, but like talking about Summerville especially, like all those people that came through on the train and all the history behind that just flooded into the town, that is community. Why do you think, though, it's so important for people to remember?
Gosh, it's so important to remember our past. So just so we understand, like, not to repeat failures from the past, I guess. I mean, everybody's going to fail, right? Like in life in general and stuff like that. But we learn from those failures, and we learn how to keep going and stuff. And I think that's one thing that history teaches us. It teaches us to not repeat things of the past, although we do see that sometimes, like history repeating itself and everything. But we learn from that history. We know like what happened back then, so we don't have to repeat negative things or anything, but also like remembering family and stuff like that, remembering your ancestors, and remembering like where you came from, and like that kind of stuff is incredibly important, so you understand like your history.
When people reach out to you and they want to research their homes or whatever they're looking into, what all do you cover? How does that process work? Tell us about that.
Yes. So typically I would want to come and visit their house, but also if it's something that hasn't been completely destroyed. For example, if you have a historic house, but they've removed all of the walls and all of the studs and everything, and they've completely it's been completely 100% redone, it's really difficult. It's more difficult to like see it as an architectural historian. But what I can still do, though, is I can still trace the deeds. And deed research is not for the faint of heart. I don't think that's something that your normal, like somebody who hasn't really had the background in it can really do. You can maybe do it to a certain extent, but to really be able to research it, like I think the books in Summerville only go back to like a certain part of the 19th century. But what if they go back further into the earlier part of the 19th century? You have to be able to research that without it being in the books, in the deed office. So then you start going to the library. You start going to the libraries, and you start going even to downtown Charleston, where they would have some stuff on Summerville. and you start looking at old maps, like old 18th century maps. I've done this before, where you start looking at really old plats of the land in that area to see what was once there. There's also newspapers. You can go back through newspapers to see what they're talking about on the street that house is on and stuff like that. But like being able to trace the deeds is incredibly difficult. It takes a lot of time. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I enjoy doing it. And it's kind of like the thrill of the hunt. So it's so much fun to be able to do that.
And rewarding, because you're giving these people a legacy that they can pass on to, future generations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good too. Do you have like, is there something that's important to you? Like if they'll call you up and they want you to do a certain thing, do you get more excited on one thing versus another? Do you have like a favorite thing that you...
Yes, like I like the older the better. The much older the better, but I do like also the 1920s and like the early 20th century and stuff like that, like your craftsman type houses. I love seeing like the transition from the early 20th century into like the 1950s, like your house and stuff. The federal period is one of my favorite periods, where you have this period after the American Revolution where you see specific pieces in architecture, like, and then just also understanding the family history, the people who lived there, the people who worked on the land and stuff, like understanding them and like understanding like in like say World War II, the son went off to war and he didn't come back, or he did come back and it was years later, and he got married in that house and then he had kids and stuff, and then he became a local shop owner, and he owned this building downtown, but he lived here. Like it's fascinating to me.
I have to tell everybody how I met you, because I saw where it said, and I know I'm going to get this wrong, the South Carolina
Creators Alliance.
For content creators.
Content creators. So Discover South Carolina is the state tourism agency. It's called a DMO, destination marketing. So they were going about they were choosing content creators to be able to showcase the state of South Carolina and the great things about it.
And with that, many content creators put their name in the hat per se, and we were all waiting to be chosen, because I was one of those people who put my name, and we were all waiting, and we were all in this big group, but I mean it was a lot of us, hundreds of us, and you were actually one of the ones that were selected.
Yes.
So congratulations to that. That's a big honor.
Thank you.
To represent our state.
Yes. So they chose me, and they explained to me why they chose me. They chose me because of my architectural history abilities and my love for architectural history. So my showcase for the state is basically the architectural history of the state and the historic places that you can visit in South Carolina. If anybody comes to visit South Carolina, they can go to these places that I'm showing off. But I really like focusing on like the lesser known areas. Like I went out, for example, to McClellanville, South Carolina, it's not Summerville, but I went to McClellanville, South Carolina, because it's a fascinating small town in the middle of nowhere. And it's got some great architecture out there, like Hampton Plantation State Historic Site. I did some content out there for them. I also did the town of McClellanville and stuff like that. I really want to showcase like Summerville some more, so people come out and visit Summerville and like see a little bit of our history in our downtown area and stuff.
So for people that are interested in hiring you to come out and do this, they'll find everything out on your socials?
Yes, you'll find everything out on my Instagram page, palmetto.preservationist. You can contact me through DM there, and if they're like really serious about wanting history done on their house, then I get an email, and then we talk a little bit about it, and I have them send me photos, and then I ask them, when can I come and visit?
She's got some great videos already on her social that y'all need to go check out, because I was hooked when I saw her. It's really fascinating to see her at work when she's at these places that actually have history to look at other than my house. that's been updated quite a bit apparently. But
It's okay.
is there anything that you like to add to this that I didn't ask you? I always ask my guests if.
Gosh, okay. One big thing you should know about me is I love this. History is absolutely my passion. Architectural history is my passion. Like I love seeing the evolution of architecture. And I would love for you guys to come and follow me. Palmetto.preservationist. Look on Instagram is the main one, then YouTube, and then Facebook.
Find her on all the socials and make sure you check her out because it's truly fascinating. So you won't want to miss it. All right. She's got people and houses and things to research, and I got more people to talk to. So we're going to go. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.